Ellie is an MC, a comrade, Midwest, blue-collar, hard-working, fun, happy, young, intelligent guy. That's Stalley, and just, you know, it was always something that was a talent of mine. I always, you know, put my thoughts on paper as like poetry or music. As I got older is when I started taking it more serious. I just started taking it serious like probably like a year and a half to 2 years ago is when I really started concentrating on penning songs and writing structured verses and things like that and trying to take it to the next level.
Come on, man, Stalley! Yo, let's get it straight, but really intact. I got the steps in that way. Running looking bad, I am real back. Feeling like the real returning 9-9 with my dog brown ass. We're in town, cool stuff out. Everyone gets back. It's a swag, I know that's a no slack. In my walk, I'm a bad motherfucker. Built next to the toughest.
Who influenced me to go into rapping was Nas. Nas influenced me. I remember sitting in, you know, the house. I was sitting on the couch. I was like, really, I don't know how old I was, but I just remember one of his videos coming on and he was rapping, and it just the impact that he had was just crazy to me. Like as far as like the lyrics, his whole like swag, the way he dressed. Because at that time, a lot of MCs wasn't who was kind of like lyrical or dope. They were kind of more grimy looking, but he just looked young and vibrant. Pause. You know, but nah, he just looked young and vibrant, and he definitely was saying something, and that pretty much influenced me to pick up the pen. Growing up, the type of music that was played in my house was soul, jazz, like Marvin Gaye, Curtis Mayfield, from Anita Baker to Travis Trent, you know, country music, a little bit of everything. Hip hop wasn't played in my house until I think later on as I got older and really got into hip hop. Moving from New York to Ohio, from Ohio to New York was a culture shock in the sense of there was like all cultures, like, you know, it's just like where I come from is either you were black or you were white. So like to come here and see as many black people as there was, and to see just as many cultures and different religions and everything was like, that was definitely a shock to me. Other than that, you know, as far as moving around and how people, you know, tend to act and carry each other, it's pretty much the same. So like I just got my start really just doing it myself, like really just going into the, you know, like I said, as I grew, I wanted to take the music serious, so I just really started concentrating on playing songs and making music. And as I did that, I came up with enough music that I was able to come out with my first mixtape with Terry Evan and Mick the Boogie, who are also from Ohio. And that's really who gave me that initial, like, into the game mixtape circuit. That was it. A-Life came about through a friend, you know, that worked at A-Life. I needed a job, you know, and then he hollered at me one day. I was actually losing my job the same day he hollered at me, and I got the job the same day I left the next job because the job that I was currently working at had closed down, like went totally out of business. He gave me a call, so that's how that happened. And GFC came about through Steve-O, who was a friend of mine that I went to school with. When I made Matt Stalley, the autobiography, what was going through my mind was just to basically give a piece of me to the world. Like, just as a new artist, I think that a lot of people don't come into the game and really give themselves as far, or, you know, be vulnerable, like, you know, express where they come from and, you know, give just pieces of their life. I think a lot of people are secretive or they try to do the music a different way, but I just wanted to show my transition from Ohio to New York, being from a very small city, and just being a voice for my small city and letting people know that this is where I'm from, this is who I am, and this is what I represent. Before I get into the rest of the music, because there's a lot more, but that was mainly the focus for Matt Stalley Autobiography, is just for people to understand where I was coming from and who I am as an MC and as a man. Right now I'm working with Dame Dash on the 24-hour karate school. Also working on the Ski Beats project. I've been doing a lot of different solo projects with him as far as like singles, videos, and things like that over at DD172. So I have a lot of stuff coming from out of that camp with Creative Control, DD172. Yeah. Important bit of advice for aspiring artists or up-and-coming artists is just be yourself. Like, I think that the most important thing is to be true to who you are, say what you want to say, represent what you represent, and just be you, like, because that's what people want. And this is Stalley. We're in the Prohibit store in LES, rocking JungleGymMagazine.com. We in here. Come get some dinner. Holla at Chase.
Lines in the break from the middle of the back. Hit the block with the stone boards. Pork pie hat, sweatpants, pistol all back. Drunk car, doolies wiping out back. A movie when we come through your residential. Alpines beating them clubs and crack a pencil. Sit high and pull the doors open. To crack a switch and fill it with something broken. Something to let the pain slide. Wood and leather, candy looks like it ain't dried. Silk City, we cold. It's the church affair. 3-piece with the feathers, pimps get worship there. Jack boys with hard stands, they be running there. So watch close for the next scene. Or get cut like the directors in that smoke screen. Hollywood Midwest, these cameras on. Take a look at the flaws. Dirty clothes are tossed. The way we put it in the air, throw it in the sky. Coming from the crib, sitting in the car. We can do it big, we can do it large, we can do it big. It's the same old